Hey, y'all. It's Thursday. Welcome to Tiltcast Shortz, a new show that hopes the Steam Machine isn't priced like a PC. I'm Nauss.
I'm Jason.
I'm Rusty.
And we just got finished talking about RAM on Tuesday, so what do you think?
Oh, boy.
Jason, take it away.
I'm thinking our hopes may be dashed here. Obviously we already knew that that Steam Machine that was announced last week wasn't going to, or the week before last, wasn't going to be priced like a regular console, right? There's Valve isn't going to subsidize it,
right,
the way that Xbox and PlayStation do, right?
Well, I want to lead off too with the fact that this is 100% speculative. I was pulling stuff from several different sources when I was looking at this story, right? So, like, this is from Video Games Chronicle, this is Vice, and Gaming Bible, and one of the main stories had to do, there was a video earlier this week that Linus did where he basically tried to build the Steam Machine with similar components. And it's worth noting that he didn't have a combo CPU GPU. You had to build that out. I don't know if you watched that video, but
yes, I did.
He was coming close. So I almost feel like Linus was trying to influence the Gaben, right? And say, please make this cheaper than $1,000, right?
Right. Yeah. And I definitely think that that's kind of where their thinking for the video was going, right? In their very entertaining way that LTT does a lot of things. But I mean, we already got confirmation from Valve engineers that it was going to be priced more similarly to a standard PC, with that has parts of equivalent performance. That said, I mean, we initially had a little bit of hope that the price wouldn't be, like $1,000 because it's built similarly to, and this probably isn't going to show up on camera very well, but the Steam Machine's going to be using a processor more similar to what's in this. This is the ROG Ally Z1 Extreme.
Jason just felt like showing off his new toy.
Yes,
I did. But the pricing, as far as what they said of their APU, is more similar to a Z1 Extreme than like the APU that was in the original Steam Deck. As far as their custom silicon they have with AMD. So, there was hope that it'd be under $1,000. I mean, LTT was able to build something for around $800 that hit specs similar to what they discussed in Valve's launch video. And they were estimating that'd be priced around $699.
Didn't at some point.
That said, since they recorded that video, the RAM market blew up.
Correct. Yeah. And the other thing that's kind of interesting, though, too, is they're using laptop memory in the Steam Machine, right? If I yes. for the form factor,
I would imagine so, yeah.
I wonder, they're using, and they're not using SODIMM. I forget the name of it, but it's the type that gets soldered directly to the motherboard.
I thought it was hot swappable. Is it not something that you can swap out?
No, it's going to be soldered directly to the motherboard.
So this isn't the only. So then the only thing customizable about the Steam Machine is the hard drive, then, right? Through NVMe.
Correct.
If I run it,
correct.
Yeah. To me, if they haven't gone into mass production of this thing yet, it might be worth doing a base model with like 16 gigs of RAM, to get it off the ground at a reasonable price and let users go ahead and do what they want with it, right?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, there's
honestly,
See, here's the thing. They already have stock of RAM that they pre-purchased.
You think so?
As far as the solder-on RAM, yes.
You think this sucker's already in pre-production?
They're already ready for full production on the Steam machine.
I can tell you that it's going to. We're probably going to see some price changes. They might have an introductory offer as they go through their pre-purchase stock, but as time goes on, as we've covered in our RAM video, the price will eventually, rise for anything that uses, the RAM chips. So
yeah,
I want to say
also,
gig. Honestly, 16 gigs isn't enough.
Yeah, you're right.
I've seen that. I've seen that on my, on laptops just for people using it for office use.
Yeah, and it still chugs it for office use. You're right. And they're targeting 4K 30 at least, right, with stuff.
I use 16 gigs in my gaming rig.
Jason, you're crazy.
I can't run Chrome while I'm gaming, but
right.
Hey.
Yeah. I mean,
Chrome
it is going to be running lighter. I mean, it will be running Linux, but the idea is you don't want to hogtie yourself to 16 gigs. And if the APU is going to use system resources for the video RAM, you're going to want 32 at least. Just so that you have enough for VRAM. So
I think though that like one of the appeals, if they pull this off though, is the fact that if they can get, say, a sub $800 machine that can play Elden Ring at 4K 40, let's just say 4K 40, right?
I really wish people would stop, setting the bar at 4K. You know how many people actually play in 4K?
Everybody that plays on a full-size TV, Rusty, and not on a monitor. And this is what this is targeted at: is people putting it in their living room.
That is a small market when you're talking about PC games.
He's correct. Justin's correct.
This is targeted at a console market,
to a television.
Correct. And so, for all of you guys that aren't playing on a monitor, right, and you're playing it on 65 inches, you want it at 4K. And that's what, if they're going to beat PlayStation, it has to be over, it can't be a 1440 machine. And so, but if they pull it off, you've got that extensive library that Steam already has, right? Like, they got 60,000 games or whatever, right? Or more, who knows? And that just gives you a lot more freedom and choice in what you can do. And if they can optimize it well enough that it can run everything, right, at some level of setting that's not garbage, then I think it's a good introductory, I don't want to screw a settings machine. And that's part of the appeal of like PlayStation gaming, right? You've got two things. You target frame rate or resolution with PlayStation, and that's it. And so if you target resolution, then you're choosing 4K 30 usually. Or if you're targeting, and I know this directly because I was playing Death Stranding 2 this year, right? And it's not on PC. So I was playing it on my PS5, and it was, I could do 4K 30, or I could do essentially whatever FSR it's using in the PlayStation 5 for 4K 60. And it would lock at 60, and it didn't drop the image quality enough for me to be upset with it. So that's how I ran it, because I wanted to run at a fast frame rate, right? But it was still running in 4K. And if it could do that with with Death Stranding, whenever that comes out on PC on that box, and then you have access to Steam deals with there's a sale every month, essentially, right?
Yeah. So real quick correction. I was wrong. It is the Steam machine that was featured in the announcement was 16 gigs of DDR5, and it was a SODIMM chip, so it is replaceable.
Okay.
What's soldered to the board is an additional 8 gigs of GDDR6 for VRAM.
Oh, so yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So that helps, but it does need.
It helps. Yeah.
It needs 32.
But again,
also they're not viewing this as a 16 gigs is enough if you're strictly focused on gaming and you're not focused on doing productivity at the same time.
Or having anything running in the background. All the processes go, secondary.
Well, that is
correct.
That is the beauty of SteamOS, though, is that it is optimized for whatever application you're running. It basically kills everything else going on in the background.
Right.
Exactly.
I worry that just the ability to be able to get the GDDR6, the ability to upgrade later on, even if it is a SODIMM, you look at SODIMMs right now and they're, trying to get a 32 gig SODIMM is going to be nuts. And it will eventually, come down to price. Is this going to be adoptable at $800? I mean, people were looking at a PlayStation Pro, at $600, right? And they were, not picking up that, what they were putting down immediately because of that. Some of that was because you already have a PlayStation 5.
Was it DDR4?
If you already got one.
Was it DDR4 or DDR5 on the SODIMMs?
Well,
DDR5.
So that's right now going for. So I pulled up a pair of Ripjaws, right? That was 32 gigs. So 32 gigs was $314, but Samsung $170 for 16 gigs.
But
on Amazon.
Also, if recent trends have shown us anything, if the Steam machine is priced at $700, $800, or even $900, a full devil's advocate here. Asus and Lenovo have been selling out handhelds as quickly as they can build them.
Oh, I mean, that doesn't say anything. I mean, the idea,
but when they're priced at 600 plus, it does. There is a market and a thirst, and people are willing to spend more than what used to be typical $400 or $500 console price.
It's because everything's gone up so much. This is going to be
targeted at. Honestly, this is what I expect to happen here. I've gone on record saying that being a PC builder, it's almost, to the point where you need, you need deep pockets to be able to build a PC, specifically for gaming. What this could fill in the niche for is those people who want the PC game, be able to play PC games on their television, but don't want to go full, balls deep, basically.
Without spending $1,500 to $2,000 to build one.
Right. Or, and for something similar, for something similarly spec'd. Yeah, that would be about about what you're looking at. If you're buying something that is also productivity based.
I think
there may be some competition in the market, where, builders like Asus would be like, yeah, we can do this, a Steam machine. Hell, we'll even sideload the Steam OS because, I mean, it's just a distro, right? And be able to, to put that out on the market and and give some competition, which would be good. Good competition is good. It drives prices down. What I'm looking at, is, how many people are going to take the jump from well-known ecosystems to this. We saw the Steam machine once before, and it did not take off. Primarily because it was a kind of a shit show, of a maker's market, right? And B, it was just kind of like it was not marketed well, to get it into consumer hands. It was very confusing. So if they can nail the landing on this, get a good price, have some competition, and somehow beat the rising trends of well and truly gouging overpriced PC parts right now, more power to them. I mean, I'd love to see more PC gamers.
I think
we definitely need them to be competitive with whatever the new PlayStation is going to end up priced at, which is probably $700 or $800.
And it's just gaming has gotten went from like a $200 or $300 investment to now almost just under $1,000. I mean, yeah, I've been around for a while.
I bought 8 things at the grocery store for $100 yesterday, so that's why.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've been around for a while. Yeah, I've seen, I'm like, I remember when gas was $1, but I will tell you, this is what my parents and my grandparents felt like. Oh my God, no wonder they're all crotchety.
I mean, right,
well, I'm just old.
The boomers looked at us funny because we wanted to buy gaming consoles at $400, right?
Right.
And then our younger peers looked at us funny because we wanted to spend, $800 to $1,000 for a really good gaming PC instead of just spending the $300 on an Xbox. And that just keeps going up. We don't necessarily look like the crazy ones because we at least have machines that'll keep up with whatever the new consoles are going to be.
Yeah. I just sincerely hope that the specs that they put out there, considering the leaps and bounds that have happened in gaming, technology over the past 5 years, let's say 5 years. I just hope that the specs that they're building into these machines is going to be able to handle the next 5 years for the games.
Yeah, which is yet to be seen.
Right.
That said, guys, let us know what you think in the comments, and let us know what your hopes are. And with that, find full episodes of our podcast, the Tiltcast, at tiltcast.com, along with the audio versions of these new shorts. Also search for them on iTunes and Spotify, and come back on Saturday for more news.